Hey, this is Josh doing the Module 7 reflection. So the first question I'm supposed to answer is, after watching the lecture and reading the articles, describe your thoughts toward online learning at the K through 12 level. Do you think it's appropriate for students to complete online learning, and what parameters should be in place? So after watching the lecture, reading the articles, and just kind of personal experience, like with education, just being in the schools this year. I think online learning has a huge role in education, and I think it can really enhance it. I'm not so sure at the K through 6 level. Like a lot, I think you could use a lot of a lot of supplements that will help your learning, but I don't think it would be as beneficial to go fully online because you're not getting that social interaction that kids learn so much about in the K through 6 level. Um, do I think it's appropriate for students to complete online learning, and like what parameters? So I think like further on in K through 12, it's more appropriate for students to learn how to use online classes, and that it would be a lot more beneficial. So the school that I'm in right now, we do this program called iReady, and it's just a program that helps the kids with reading and math, and it walks them through how to do the problems and shows them with pictures, images, things like that. And I think that is really beneficial for the little kids, just so that the teacher isn't having to meet every single kid's needs, but the program is based on their own progress, so they have learning personalized to themselves and they learn that way. But then also the teacher can support that by applying her own instruction to the class. Once you get further on in education, I think you can kind of let the reins loose a little bit more, because if you can spark that desire to learn for students, in the students, then you're able to kind of set them free and they'll learn on their own. I think that's partially a huge role of the teacher, is just to spark that desire to learn and that desire to be educated. And then once you can spark that in a student and you find things that they're interested in, then that'll just take care of itself. So the next question is, do you think every state should require students to complete an online course prior to high school graduation? Why or why not? Um, I think as time goes on, technology is going to be more and more prevalent in the classroom. So I think just naturally that's going to happen. Do I think it should be required? I believe so. I believe it should be, because the further we go and colleges are going to change and higher education is going to change, and I think it would be important for students to know how to use online courses to just to know how to navigate it and how to operate them well, which most students now know how to run iPhones, tablets before they're even in preschool or kindergarten. So I don't think that would be a huge problem or an issue. The third question is, describe your experience working with the LMS. Which system did you choose to work with and why? And what did you like or dislike about the system? How could you use it as an LMS? How could you use the LMS as a future educator? So the LMS I chose was Canvas. The reason I chose it was because throughout most of high school or college, I've used Canvas, and I have always loved Canvas because it's simple and it's easy to find all the assignments and to locate everything. It doesn't make things harder than they have to be. And that's what I've loved about Canvas so much, is they got it's kind of like Microsoft and Apple. I look at Microsoft being maybe like a little more complex, and you can do a lot more of the complicated things if you know how to work computers. But if you're just a beginner and you just are wanting a computer so that you can access the internet and do things like that, Apple is great because it's simple. It's got the big apps, so you know where everything's at. You know how to work it once you learn it, and it's really simple to learn. And I think Canvas is that way. Canvas is super easy to learn how to use and to locate all of your assignments. And that's what I always loved. And switching over to Blackboard was hard because I felt like it was a lot harder too. Um, just locate assignments and different things like that. Um, how I could use this as a I don't know if I could see myself using this in the K through 6 just because especially in the lower, maybe in upper K through 6 you could use it and you could assign online assignments and have students complete those. You could use it especially in English and math. You could do quizzes that way and you could have students log on and work their assignments that way. But in the lower grades, and especially in my school, like it's a lot hard. Students just spend most of the time like trying to log in and get their stuff done. Um, but yeah, especially if I ever end up in higher education, like LMS will be so beneficial because that's what the whole program is based around is an LMS. But yeah, that's my reflection for this week. Thank you for listening.